Alright, we're back here on the getting started tutorials, and last time we made us a anvil. Today we are going to make a few tools. Grab that little bit of goodness there. And a mixing bowl so we can get to bronze. Now, deserts are great for getting your starting materials. If you're making bronze, you're going to want to look for tin and copper. And this chalcopyrite that I just grabbed, that is a copper bearing material, so you can use it. There also is small coppers like that right there, and you can also go for tin and cassiterite for your other ones. So these are the four ores right here that you're going to want to look for. So you can also find these in caves if you don't have a desert near you. You can find them in riverbeds as well. Anywhere that is sand and gravel. You can also just, if you're going around picking up your rocks, you can also just find a copper vein or a tin vein and mine them up and go with that. So I'm looking right now for some lead. We need to make some tools to make our mixing bowl here. I need a chisel and a hammer. I already have my hammer. I need to get my chisel. And the chisel will take a plate and a rod to make. Now, I can't make bronze yet. I can use copper, but I would prefer not to waste my copper when I can just make a bronze one. The copper tools are really, really bad on durability. So I'm actually just kind of scouring here for a bit of lead, which galena works as well. And if you notice, I'm finding a lot more copper than I am the galena and lead that I'm looking for. So depending on how big of a hurry you're into doing this, and again, if you're using a desert or if you're using like caves, you may just want to go straight for copper just to get it done and not mess with the lead. But there we go. There is lead. Now, the one last thing here is make sure you realize that the Chaco is only a chunk and the galena is only 3 nuggets. So even though they are a material that has those in it, unlike in the old GT5, you cannot manipulate them to get a full ingot out of them. You are only ever going to get that smaller amount. You can get a little bit more by processing it better, but you're never going to get a full ingot out of galena or a full ingot out of chalcopyrite. All right, so I'm going to do a quick little edit cut here, and I'll see you when we get back over to the desert temple there. All right, we're back over here now. So next thing we need to do is get some grass cut here. You'll see I'm getting grass. You need to use a knife or a sword to do this. on inside. And we need the grass for a couple things. One, we need to turn it into a grass bale here, which you want to put out in the world, not anywhere that it can get rained on. So inside is perfectly fine, and then it will dry and look like this, and then you can break that apart and make dried grass. Now, another thing nice about the desert is you can find these, which are dead logs, which you can use an axe or a knife on, and they will give you dry bark. Now, what we need that for is we need to make a fire starter. Now, you can use these just like a flint and steel, but the reason why we need it is for making a furnace. So any cobblestone will work for this. And you need the fire starter in the middle, and there is our furnace. Now we need to cook up the lead, which I also grabbed some wood. We can also use the wet or the dry grass. They burn up really, really fast. I do believe we can also use the cactus here. Oh, nope, can't use cactus. Used to be able to. In GT5, I thought we could do it in GT6. And I'm going to get all of this lead cooked up. Back in a second. Alright, so now we have a bunch of lead nuggets. Turn those into ingots here in our crafting table. And now we need to make 2 plates. I'm going to put those on that side, those on that side, put them together into double ingots, and then put them back down and turn them into plates. Now we need the 2 plates together. That'll make our file head. There is our file. And we got us a bit of scrap back. I'm going to go ahead and cook that up as well. Now you can also put them on here. Click on the front and it'll split them for you. There's me another double ingot. Take these off. Make a second plate. Go. Now with the file, we need to turn one of these into a rod. Now we need to make the chisel. Thank you. We need to make our chisel. So we need the file and the hammer. Plate, rod, our hammer, and our file. There's our chisel head. And all tools now just use regular sticks. Don't have to worry about any crazy tungsten steel or steel rods. Also, with the tools, there's a lot of them. If they don't have a head recipe, the recipe will still work. Like if you look at axe, I believe that is one of them. So you got flint, you got your rocks, whole bunch of rocks. And let's see here. You'll see there are no recipes for like plates and ingots. That's because they just kind of exist, but they're not in here to save on NEI. So they'll usually be like one recipe and you just have to kind of figure it out. It's kind of a pain. So go over here and get your recipe there. So this shows how to make steel. All of your metal ones are going to be exactly like that. So you have to do a little bit of searching if you want to figure out exactly which one it is. But whatever the steel is, that's what it is for all other metals. And then there are gem tools as well. Greg had talked about adding a specific table, but apparently that's not happening. So just a little FYI for you there. So now we have our chisel, we have our file, we have our hammer. So now we can start on making bronze, and we will do that in the next one. Have a good one.